should have got me some coconut water.
It's gonna be a moment. For the kick on Shareef's program.
That's a bad
Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and everybody in between. This is the Hour of Power broadcast here, coming out live on the White Rose Community Channel 16 and 18, also with Facebook. We're going to take our due diligence right now to do some little housekeeping. I'm making sure that this is coming across loud and clear. Somebody wants to give a call in. Call-in number is 717-846-5067 to give me a sound check. I'm trying to get this on Shareef's page so we can share it to our Facebook family. And it looks like my phone done froze up.
Can't hear that happening.
It's all good. We got a few moments. So like I said, take this particular time, get something to jot down, pad and paper, things of that nature. We're going to be talking about our youth, and particularly going into, here we go. What the parents, what we need to do at this particular time to actually help get the best out of our youth. So my apologies to anybody who's logging in. Everything seems to be going on very, very well. I'm just going to share this. Got some people eyeballs in the queue already. Good Lord, this thing is taking slow. So I'm just going to share this to all my followers, and then I'm going to start with my little brief introduction. Sheesh. There's followers.
Oh my goodness. Calling in already.
Yes, this is the Hour of Power broadcast. You are live on air. May I ask who I'm speaking to? I'm sorry, you're live on air with Hour of Power. May I ask who I'm speaking to?
You're speaking to Malik. I'm looking at Mama right there. Tell Mama I need one of them cheesesteaks, man, from Pecan Tree Cafe, man.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.
I'm watching the live right now, baby. I need
is
one
Malik?
of them cheesesteaks.
Who is that?
You
is that?
You know who that is, don't you?
No.
Malik, who she's asking, who are you? Who? Share a little bit about
My customer's name is Josie.
Well, she loves the shout out. Appreciate you.
Because I don't know who you are right now, but okay.
Oh.
I got you.
But yeah.
Sharon, see, now I'm going to pop up at the store tomorrow, and I'm going to say, Mom, I need a cheesesteak.
All right.
Gotcha. Yeah, we got you covered. Thank you for calling in. Did you have something you want to add? We didn't even start the broadcast yet, so if you just hold on for about 10 minutes or so. Are you watching on Facebook right now?
Yes, sir. I'm right here watching on Facebook now.
All right, we're about to get into the program, so if you would.
I was talking to Brother Shareef at the breakfast store one time, and he asked me to come on a show one Wednesday, but he never reached out to me. Got
you. Well, check it out. We're about to kick the show off live, so if you want to give a call back in about 5-10 minutes, once we get into the crust of the conversation, we would love to conversate with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace and blessings, King.
Yes, sir. Peace and blessings.
Who the heck is
Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. We're here on the Hour of Power broadcast. I'm doing my best Shareef Hameed impersonation. I'm going to kick it to her. We're going to have a wonderful conversation. If you can see on the bottom line there, the call-in number works. So if you want to call in and actually join the conversation, that is something that we really, really like. What we want to speak about today is our youth. They need us now more than ever. It's a mental health crisis. You can see on the back of the pictures that I got back there. They need all of our energy in. So if you want to have any solutions or any kind of anything you could think that can build and actually help our youth, please make sure you call in. I'll try to do my due diligence and follow in with the Facebook comments. However, like always, my little brief introduction, like always, affirmations are really, really powerful. I start my day every day with an affirmation. Whatever you say, I am, whatever you put behind that is what you positively charge yourself to be. So I know my place in truth. I know what I am in truth. I know how I serve in truth. I'm free. I am free. I am free. I'm in the upper room. God is, God is, God is. I, Ptah Shakur, I pledge to always look for the best in each and every circumstance and in each and every one of you all out there, especially start with myself. I come from love, I am love, and I choose to look at the world through the lens of love. I commit myself to choosing the upper room towards vibrating at the highest level possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am free, I am free, I am free. Behold, I make all things new. So if you want to write that down and make that part of your own, it's power-packed. I'll go into it at another time with all those particular ideas stand for. However, this is the Hour of Power broadcast coming out every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you're watching on the White Rose Community Channel 16 and 18. If you're watching on Facebook, we are able to go a little bit longer on that particular aspect, but it will cut off right at 9 o'clock for anybody who's watching. So make sure you tune in next Wednesday as well. So this is a program for the community. If you have a business idea that you or business that you've already developed or developing that can enhance the community, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from our youth. We believe the youth are very, very powerful, and we need to lean into them and actually put our energy and experiences into our youth. And this is a place for discourse. If you have any type of ideas that you want to express to the family, in order for us to unify, we got to make sure that everybody is heard. I don't care what your acronyms are. I don't care who you're voting for. I don't care what your ethnicity. This is a community program. So, like I said, that's the show purpose. My purpose here, I am a Reiki practitioner, spiritual guide, community leader, and channel. And so, with this particular aspect, like I said, we can join in. We aim to educate you, inspire you, and motivate you to be the best version as you possibly can. This is some feel-good programming, so make sure you keep your schedules free to watch this particular program. So, without further ado, I'm doing a little brief introduction. We're going to get the conversation back and forth. Like I said, if you want to join into it, 717-846-5067. But joining me today to help me along with this wonderful conversation is Sakia Byard, owner, operator of the Pecan Tree. She's a pro. She's been on this particular program before. So just tell a little bit about yourself, and then just say hi. Just say hi to everybody.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Now, this is something that we spoke about that is really, really on your heart. As far as youth, I know and just remind myself and anyone who's listening, you have some youth that I believe currently is playing for Colorado, the football team.
Yes, my youngest son.
Your youngest son, what's his name?
His name is Sakia Byard. They call him Hameed.
Hameed?
Yeah.
Shout
I have
out.
2 sons in college. One is 22 and Hameed, he's 20. So we went through the school system here in York, but when they got to like high school, I relocated to Maryland and put them in an all boys Catholic high school on purpose. So they won't have any distractions. That's what I mean by on purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
They did very well. So I had some bumps and bruises, but it wasn't that bad. It was more like of a talk back type thing. But
yes, ma'am.
Other than that, everything went smoothly. Both of them is in college right now, doing their thing. The last one, he was at USF. He got a scholarship for USF.
Okay.
But he didn't like what was going on there, so he went in the portal in December, and he had offers from LSU, Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech, Colorado, Miami, Penn State, Wisconsin.
Okay.
He had a couple of them. Some of them he didn't want to go to at all because he didn't like their defense, but the way they do their defense. But we went to Virginia Tech for a visit, the official visit where they do everything for you. Virginia Tech, LSU, Vanderbilt, and then the last one was Colorado. So Colorado ended up being his pick because it was all black staff. Everybody was professional. Everybody was loving and, it was all on the same page.
Yes, ma'am.
Everywhere we went, everybody came. Deion Sanders was very, very, very nice and respectful. He still owed me a walk around the field, though. I told him, I said, I want to walk around this field with you.
Personal tour with him?
He always walk around the field before every game with his sons.
Okay.
So when I see him, he was like, now, only got 8 toes now. I said, he said, all right, mama, you get whatever you want. So he still owe me my walk. So I am going there in April for their spring game, which is in 2 more weeks. I'm going down there for their little spring game or whatever. But I'm just excited, for everything for him. So I'm just, just a proud mom right now. One of the main reasons why, just to get into the conversation, is more like I want to talk to the parents more and letting them know that you have to love your kids to want something for them.
Yes,
you understand what I mean by that? They got to love your children in order to do something. Have their back in everything. If you see greatness in your kids, if you see anything, it could be anything. It could be cheer, it could be soccer, it could be gymnastics, it could be basketball, it could be anything. If you see that your kids are doing something that's great and they love to do it, enhance it. Have their back.
Yeah.
Don't turn your back. Don't leave it to somebody else to do it. Don't leave it to the coaches to do it. You have to be there. You got to be their number one fan, right? But always remember, education comes first.
For sure.
You can't do any of them things without being educated, having good grades. Let's make that make sense. Good grades. That was one of my pillars when I was, raising them at that time. I didn't care how good you was in football. What them grades look like.
So you was up on it, like the report card?
I used to sit, I don't know if people watching that went their hand a pen, worked their hand a pen. I used to sit in the classroom with my sons.
In Hennepin?
And I sit right there, and he was up front with the teacher. I did not care. Do not distract him. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do at the time because I'm walking into a situation. I don't know that this is going on. But when I found out, I was very adamant about being there every day just so you won't distract. Your child won't distract mine. Right? So from doing that, I learned a lot. It goes back to the parents. The parents are sending their kids to school without any like teaching them how to be in class.
Yes, sir.
Like you come to school to learn. That's it. They're not sending their kids. I don't know how they're sending their kids. I just know at that time kids was all over the classroom, not listening, throwing pencils at each other, having conversations, all standing on the chair, all type of stuff, right? But I couldn't do anything because I'm just a parent. Not saying that I wanted to do something, but my thing was I want to reach out to the parents.
Yeah.
Like, do you know your child is doing this? Do you? But how dare I say something to you if you don't even know? Yeah. Not know that they're doing something, but don't know how to raise or know how to talk to your kids and put that love into them.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't say nothing to you because you're going to tell me to mind my business. That's number one, right?
Right.
But that's where the problem is. It's all of our business.
Right.
We all need to know. Yeah, it takes a village. But at the same time, they got away from the village. Everybody is their individual. Everybody, you can't say nothing to my kid. Granted, when they were small, 1, 2 years old, every little thing they did was so cute. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, he cursed.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
Because you letting him know he's smart enough to know that, they like when I curse. So I'm going to curse all the time.
Absolutely.
And you fussing people out. Don't say nothing to my kid. Don't say nothing to her. Don't say nothing to him. And they understand. They hear what you're saying. They know you got their back when they're being smart. Or being a smart behind towards somebody else. Adults. They hear you saying, leave her alone. That's my dude. You better not say nothing to her.
Yeah, they pick up on all that.
They know what you're doing. So that's why as they grow, they get worse. You know what I mean? They get worse in that behavior meaning. And it's too late now.
Yeah.
When they get like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, it's too late. Now you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, it's difficult. You got to get them in them formidable years.
Yes, when they're young, that's where... Yeah. And I don't think parents know. I'm not going to say they don't care. I think they don't know. But it's generational.
Yeah.
It's generational, and it's getting worse to me. I can be at a basketball game, and a whole fight will blow out.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm like, what's going on? And it's all kids. And you'll see people throwing their phones up, watching, we're going to put this on this or that, whatever they put them on. Like, what?
Adults, too?
No, I ain't seen no adults. Now, no, the adults was...
They probably... if they complicit and they just see stuff and just...
No, I'm the only... I was not even a parent. because I was like watching the game. I'm the one jumping in the fight, trying to break it up. I'm like, what's going on? They all the adults, all the officers coming late. So they didn't have the good old fight in, videotape, whatever they wanted to videotape, and it was a wrap.
Right.
By the time the cops came back, they didn't did what they wanted to do, you know? So I think it's the adults in the schools, too. They're not giving them, you know, and I think they may be at a point like, shoot, they ain't my kids. You know, why I got to do this? You know, why I got to do it? But you have to. You know what I mean? Because they're spending time with you during the day, you know? But it's kind of hard to do that if they not coming to school, you know, in the right state of mind, if that makes sense, to learn.
Absolutely. And that's the part I wanted to kind of double back around to is I remember growing up, before we went into the mall, we had that conversation in the car. Your parent will prep you for that.
Before we get in
here, don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. Don't even think about it. You know, so parents, if you're listening right now, it's time to get, the fire is already started. Where's your feet at? It's time to put your feet to that fire. So if you got your youth just sliding out the door with pajamas on, with no clothes on, didn't brush their teeth, didn't say hi to them, you don't know how they entering into that. And like I said, that analogy we
trying to get
before,
that back. We trying to get that love back.
Yeah,
to the kids. Yes. We trying to make the parents be responsible and accountable for their children. You know, anybody that have a problem with that, I got a problem with you.
True.
Any parent that have a problem with being accountable for their child, I got a problem with you. You understand what I mean by that? Because you don't make sense.
Right.
You don't make sense at the end of the day. You know, and it's about getting these, I mean, it's just, ooh. I don't know.
So we're on here, we're trying to come up with solutions. We're not,
yes,
this
that's
is
what it's about.
This is solution time. Our youth need us the most. And so we're looking around it might be comfortable to say, oh, we're gonna blame the education system.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
If you're out there, if you know that the education system is fracturing, how you gonna blame that?
No, because some of them is parents.
True indeed.
So what you think they gonna be messed up too then? They already like that. You know what I mean? So it's like a generational curse. It's like it starts from the top and it's just trickling down, and nobody want to take responsibilities for the kids, and it's not fair to the kids at the end of the day. Because you created that monster. And you let him out in the world. Now look.
Yeah.
You know, you thought every little thing he did was so cute, or everything she did was so cute. Letting them have, I'm going to get me started now. Letting them have girlfriends and boyfriends at 10, 11, and 12 years old. Like, what?
I'm hearing stuff now. Even
what?
Some parents are like, their house is like a haven.
And that's who I don't like. What? That parent right there, I don't
heard about him. I don't know none of them.
I'm just saying, I don't know him either. I'm just saying, whoever that is, that's the culprit.
Yeah.
That's the one that needs to be locked up.
Yeah.
Whatever needs to be done to that person. Whatever. I don't know, but she needs to stop, or he needs to stop doing that to these kids, saying it's okay. Yeah, he was over my house. She was over my house. Like, it's okay. No, send them home.
Right. Send
them home. Don't let them hang out in your house and smoke weed, do this, drink, whatever they doing, having their girlfriend over there, whatever. Right. It's none of my business. But if it's anything negative that their parents don't know, send them home. Send them home. Stop doing that to these kids. It's not fair, because you helping them be that person. You know, it go back on the parent, but you a parent too, mom or dad, that's allowing your kids have all their friends over. You know, they've been doing that for years here, though. They've been doing that for years. That's why all of them is so close. You know, they like so close as in like family. You know, and everything they do is, you know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like you said about those generational curses.
Yes, generational curses.
And to keep that in mind here, I took me some little notes, and that's something to kind of keep in mind is the cycle of healing.
Yes.
One of the things. Just to kind of throw this in there, like I said, you want to join the conversation at 717-846-5067. In order to go into the cycle of healing for our youth, is 4 different points, but I'm just going to stick on this particular one right here. And this is us for parents, for grown parents. Realize that you yourself, yes, parent, we're holding your feet to the fire. You yourself, you are not broken. You may have had a difficult childhood. I had a difficult childhood. I'm pretty sure a lot of us had a difficult childhood. And so we may, in order to stop that generational curse from proceeding into the future, just realize your parents, they did the best that they could, and remind themselves they were victims as well. A lot of it, I just go into my little family a little bit growing up. There's a lot of physical abuse. It wasn't, some of the parents, I understand. This is not an excuse. Accountability is what I circle right here. This is not an excuse. Your parents did the best that they can, and whether you got abused and whether your parents let you hang around, have you smoking the weed and didn't care about pushing you towards education because no one in your family went to college. No one in your family went on to any form of higher learning. The buck stops with you. So when you see your youth, I know it's difficult and it's hard. However, if you care about your child and understand this, your child does not belong to you.
It's just a loan from God.
It's a loan from God.
Yeah.
So whatever type of way, when you look in the mirror, whatever type of weaknesses or whatever problems that you see in yourself.
Let me see that.
Oh, you want to see what's going on? Yeah, we got some comments in there already. Whatever problems you see within yourself, put on the best face. At least for your child. Fake it until you make it. If you're not having a good day, remember your children are looking at your face, particularly the young ones when they come in the house. And you might have had a hard day. Trust believe, this system is set up to have everybody working so much. You got to work a full-time job. You got to work a part-time job. And when you get home, you don't have dinner with your child. And you're bringing the weight of the world home to your child. Put a smile on your face.
Yes.
Understand that the buck stops with you right here. We're going to get into this conversation here real quick. Yes, this is the Hour of Power broadcast. You are live on air. Am I asking who I'm speaking to? Yes, you are on the Hour of Power broadcast. Who am I speaking to?
This is Shareef, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Shareef, how you doing, Shareef?
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. What you got for us?
No, I was just listening to and I was just listening to what you said about, healing and coming from the parents. And I think what you said is very pertinent as far as putting on a good face for our kids. I also think, though, that being transparent and vulnerable with your children,
True.
to let them know what you're going through and that you are going through and experiencing things. You're not just their parent, you're a person too, but you're human. And so some of the stuff that our parents do go through is passed on, whether it's genetically or whether it's learned behavior in the home or just watching and observing. But it is so important for our kids to see that we are vulnerable and that there are ways and things that are affected because of the issues we have that we may not have dealt with or maybe tried to deal with. So while we should put on a face and let our kids see, hey, look, in spite of all these things, I can still be this. I can still be yet amazing. I can still be operate in this way from this place, and it doesn't have to be from the place of pain or from the place of trauma that we might come from, but letting them know these are issues that I had or that we had in our family. We don't want y'all to have these.
Exactly. We need to get there.
They see you going to therapy or they see you having a support system or an outlet or safe, healthy ways to cope and deal, like coping mechanisms that help you deal with some of the things. You set boundaries for them in the home so they learn to respect boundaries when they're in the classroom, when they're out in the community. You correct them when you see them talking in a certain way to adults.
Right.
Yes.
And not like everybody can tell your kids what to do, but if you know that there are people in positions of authority over your children, they should be comfortable submitting to that authority, knowing safely that you still, regardless, are their advocate. And I think a lot of kids in school, parents are not being advocates for their kids with the school, and because they, like you guys said, are counting on the schools to do their job. And then the school are like, well, hey, it's not our job to do this and to teach your kid how to be a person versus we are all a village. And y'all may spend more time with the kids and children than the parents do at home. So it's looking at a way that you can say, hey, how are we in partnership?
Right. How we can
And
work together.
regardless what is in our home, these are the values and boundaries and standards and expectations we have in our home. And if there are inconsistencies or trauma and issues and problems, we within our community have a lot of generational trauma that when it's not dealt with, it just keeps passing on. So understanding how to address that and still let your kids know you're human, but they are safe. A lot of kids don't feel safe. And that's, I think, a big part of the disconnect, them not feeling safe because they don't have parents they may feel safe with, and the parents they do feel safe with, like you guys said, are letting them smoke with them, drink with them, do stuff inappropriate at their house.
Right.
So it's getting with our parents. I know we're saying healing the youth, but I think that's how we start to do that.
That's what it is.
It's
Start with
healing
the
our
parents.
parents.
That's right. They need to be relearned.
Yes, exactly. Relearning. Yes, ma'am. Very valid points. Thank you
Yes,
for sharing.
thank you, Shareef.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. So if you'd like to join into the conversation, like I said, the number is 717-846-5067. We're discussing as far as how to heal our youth. And yes, this is falling on us, parents. We got to realize that there's no one to blame. We got to have empathy and sadness for everybody. However, the buck stops with us. And like we alluding to before the call, is that your child is a gift given unto you. Whether that was shared with you by your particular parent or not, you know, to understand that the future belongs to us. And so what we do is very, very important. You got something you want to kind of add real quick?
I like what you were saying about far as far as the parenting part and being like with the schools.
Yeah, advocate.
Like I didn't send my kids to school for the teachers to teach my kids manners. My kids had manners when they went there. You know what I mean? There's
Very true.
manners, respect, all that come into play. Your kids should already have that coming in fifth grade. I mean, in kindergarten, 5 years old. That's what I was thinking. The teacher shouldn't have to tell your child to ask to go to the bathroom. That child should already know, raise their hand or whatever, how it is now in school. You know, not the kid just get up and go, I got to go to the bathroom. You know, have respect. Have respect for your teacher, especially if she's in the middle of a session. Yes, and you just get up and go to the bathroom. Or you just get on your phone. Mm-hmm. You know, it seems like the kid's not getting that at home.
Yeah. Your
teacher is here to teach you. And you're supposed to come to school to learn. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so for you to have the teacher accountable for the way that you're supposed to raise your kids, it's not fair to the teacher. How's she supposed to teach your kid if your child not coming to school the way they should be coming to school?
Right.
If that makes sense. As far as like a clear mind, ready to learn.
Come in without a good night's sleep, without a good meal to get them started with
and that starts with the parents. Yeah. It don't start with the teacher.
Right.
It don't start with the teacher. It starts at home, and the parent and the teacher should have an open communication. That teacher should be able to contact you, and you should be able to contact that teacher whenever it's necessary. Mm-hmm. Not the child contacting you whenever she got a problem or he got a problem. I'm calling my mom. I'm calling my mom on you. What? I used to be the one like, you gonna get in trouble. Not the teacher, you.
Right.
What did you do? You are a child. Mm-hmm. You're not an adult like her or him. They're getting paid to come to school to teach you. Who are you to tell? You gonna tell on her to me? What you think I'm gonna do?
Yeah, that's backwards. When that started to switch. You know, after I got out of school, like you said, that whole generational.
Yeah, what you think I'm gonna do to the teacher? Cuss her out? No, I'm gonna cuss you out.
Right.
Because you wrong. You wrong.
They'll look to try to believe what the child is saying more than the
teacher.
Facts. Got facts of what the grades in right there. But,
right. But you still think the teacher is wrong? Like, y'all, the mindset of the parents is like some parents, I'm not saying all.
Yeah.
Some of the parents is like they got some kind of guilt. They feel some kind of, some kind of way because they know they ain't doing right anyway at home. So now you want to come at the teacher. We got to do something different, y'all. We got to bring this thing back. And that's one of the main reasons that I'm really, want to talk to y'all because we got to bring it back. We got to start parenting. Yeah. We got to start parenting, guys. We can't keep thinking our kids is cute. They got the best clothes on. They got the best hairstyle. They got this. They got that. None of that don't matter. When they become adults, you creating monsters.
Right.
Because when they get 18, 19, they going to want to have the same stuff they've been having. If they ain't got no job, how they going to get it?
Right.
How they going to get it? So now they might have to sell whatever, do whatever just to get, nobody don't think your kids need to go to college or have a trade. it's okay for them to go work in the warehouse and stuff at 18, 19 years old. Are you serious? They can go into service, any of them. I mean, some people is against it. Okay, fine. You know, some go to college. They can go to a trade school. They can go to nursing school. They can do anything.
Aviation
They do
school,
not.
yeah.
Aviation, they can learn how to fly. All that. They do not have to be in these warehouses at 18 and 19 years old. Mm-hmm. That's not cool. Or they got a job. Or I got them a car. Shit, my kids still ain't got a car. I ain't even let my kids get their license early because I was scared. Around that time in Maryland, kids was killing themselves. Like, you know, getting in car accidents and dying. At 16, 17 years old, a young man came from Florida. And he was going to a school up in Maryland. And he had a car, a nice car. And he tried to beat the trains. He tried to beat... Early in the morning, he trying to get to school and try to beat the train. Mm-hmm. Before the thing go down, he tried to beat the...
They got all them influence. They got Grand Theft Auto. They got them video games.
Yeah, and
you can put a key in your child hand.
I paid for my kids to go to driving school and all, but it ain't... Y'all going? Oh, okay. I ain't even care if they ain't go there. You got football practice? Okay, you ain't got to go. You understand what I'm saying? It was a mental thing, like I'm trying to hold them back. So they both driving now, but they still ain't got a car. You know, and I don't care. I'm happy.
Well, this got brings something.
You know, that's just my little personal thing, you know.
Anybody who's listening to this, if you disagree with me, like I said, please leave a comment below or go ahead and call in.
Don't tell them to disagree. Don't tell them. I don't want them to disagree. It's just my own opinion.
No, I'm talking about me. This is this is my opinion. What I see is that normally when a child, as soon as they get 18 years old, the mentality is just like
they grown.
They not knowing your physical body doesn't stop growing until the age of 25.
Right. But hold on, let me say this one thing.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. Your kids are not grown at 18. When you grown, you on your own, you paying your own bills. If they still staying with you, they not grown. You're still responsible for them. But if you would have put enough in them, by the time they were 18, they would know what to do at 18. Like far as going to college, going to school, school to better their education, to get a degree, to do, so they can be able to take care of themselves. Yeah. Not take care of a family. Not at 18, you having kids. Yeah. Now you got to go work in a warehouse because it's too late now to go do the right thing. Mm-hmm. Come on, y'all. I got to make this thing make sense.
It's almost like when they reach that age of 18, like I said, they have the mentality of like, you just leave them to the wolves. You just let them.
I'm done.
Because
that's stop parenting.
That's how some of us parents, honestly, if we're out there, that's how some of y'all that's listening right now, y'all have been that way. Your parents, okay, get out, and you had to go out and you had to start from nothing, so to speak. But if you look what's going on in other cultures, look what's going on in Jewish culture and even the Asian culture, they fortify. So when they turn that 18, then they have, okay, you can go into this particular avenue. They might even house them for a particular time as they start to develop their adult legs, so to speak. Not when you start at 18, like you said, okay, you got your adult legs. No, that's not even nature. There's nothing natural about that at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
And so, like you said, the question goes inside of like, what are people really thinking?
Yeah, what they thinking? Like, why do they think? Like when I go into schools or they even come into the restaurant, it's just like they don't speak. You just walk in. I'm like, hi, speak. Say hello. They don't even have the proper etiquettes. Yeah. What are y'all teaching them? That is not on the teacher. That is on you, sis or bruh. Mm-hmm. Why your kids don't know how to speak to adults? Why do they think they don't have to speak back? There's so many aspects of things that I see here with some of the parents. It's just so, you be like, damn, who is your mom? Like,
where you
wait. But it's not just one. It'd be a group of them. It could be all of them. They look at you, stare you in your face, turn their head. I'm like, what is going on? Well,
I'm about to go into some pledges, but Malik, you called in earlier. I want to hear a youthful
He's still
expression.
on there? Malik's still on?
Well, he's not on the phone. I don't know
I'm
if he's
talking
on.
about on here.
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
We went here because if you look at the ones, the youth that are, let's put an age to it. Let's say 6th to 8th graders. Because you said that formidable years, you got to get them when they're like 12 or so. That's like middle school, right?
Shit, like 10,
So-
11.
So 10, 11. So these are the parents that are right now walking the face of earth in their 20s, maybe early 20s. You guys just started a family not too long ago. It's early 20s, early 30s. I got a pledge that I'm gonna ask every single last one of you on. This is gonna be a concerted effort. I might actually put this out once a month. Here's the pledge. Huh? Oh, you good? Just right over there.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So here's the number one. I got 5 things on these pledges, and if I get opportunity, I'm gonna put them on the Facebook comments. Number 1, I vow to acknowledge that my youth is a child of God. Say it to yourself first. See if you can get it out of your mouth and actually look in the reflection in the mirror and say that to yourself. I vow to acknowledge that my child is a child of God. Number 2, I vow to be a generational curse breaker. Let me know if you have the wherewithal, the intestinal fortitude to be able to mouth these particular words. I vow to be a generational curse breaker. What does that mean? That means that all of the influences that you had growing up, your uncles, your mom, your dad, or whatever type of in area they was involved in, whether it be drugs or whether it be not achieving a certain level of financial success, entrepreneurial success, or either educational success. Ask yourself, do I have what it takes to be that generational curse breaker for that? Number 3, I vow to shield my youth from harmful elements. What does that mean? Those harmful elements that I'm speaking about the music. Now, we all enjoy, and particularly I grew up, you see I'm rocking the Wu-Tang. I grew up in the age of Biggie, Wu-Tang, Nas, and all those type of things when the music started to really become despicable and decadent as far as dealing with violent, very, very violent imagery and things of that nature. However, best believe my very first child that I had, I was a 20-year-old man. Like I said, I listened to all of that. Goody Mob, anything I listened to the most, all the stuff that had the parental advisory label, I got it. And I listened to that. However, when I had my child, when I got my first little Toyota Corolla, and we used to drive around, and I just drive and put my son to sleep. What am I listening to? 89.5 on the radio. What is that? That's classical music. This is me as a 20-year-old. My my children growing up never heard, never have. We have a birthday party or a type of family type of function. Turn that music down. Put on, if you like the beat, you want to dance and everything, put on an instrumental. You got to kind of use some intelligence in here. Number 4, an apparent pledge. I'm asking everybody, if you can mouth these words to yourself, then you can mouth them to your children. I pledge, I vow to encourage my youth to fail early, fail often. What does that mean? Like we just got finished saying, your youth is not finished growing until they reach the age 25. And for all my 17 to 25 individuals, 17 to 25 year olds out there, we're not expecting you to be perfect anything. We only know we're not expecting you to perfectly tie your shoes. We're asking you just to try. So if you don't, your youth don't want to interact, they don't want to become social, or they don't want to go and get a little part-time job here on the side, or they don't want to go into any type of entrepreneurial aspects because they're afraid they're going to fail. They don't want to go to college because they're afraid they're going to fail. They don't want to go off into the military and things of that nature because they're afraid they're going to fail. They need your support. So when you see them, their head droop down and say, man, or even we talking about sports. They might go out their very first game, shoot nothing but air balls. Understand that they're not alone. Individuals like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, they all had air ball days growing up. Right. But instead of saying that failure and saying, oh, well, this must be a sign from God that I must not be able, I don't have what it takes, or must not be in my cards. You manifest your will. And so as parents, we got to make sure we're manifesting our will so we can teach our youth, no, this is how you do it. You don't take it as no sign from above that you're not supposed. You get back to work. You find that seed of victory like all great athletes have found. okay, I got to work on my left hand. I got to work on my jump shot. I got Michael Jordan. He came into the league. That's all he could do is dribble and dunk. But eventually, people started shutting him down. He experienced failure after failure. The first 9 years of his first 9 years, Michael Jordan got 0 championships. He had to get through them Detroit Pistons, some bad boys. However, like I said, he found that degree of success in that all of that failure. He started developing a jump shot, mid-range, and things of that nature. Then he became unstoppable. And the very last thing, parents, if you can mouth these words in the mirror, you can wow them to your youth. I vow to teach my youth conflict resolution skills.
Yes.
You got something you want to kind of vibe on that?
That's a good one right there. Conflict resolution. That means to find a better reason not to get into anything.
Man, as my experience of being a youth education director for after school program, I seen little girls as young as like 7. They would watch a movie. Their mom had to watch this movie called Mean Girls. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Mean Girls.
I didn't see it, but I've heard of it.
It's the idea of the young bullying.
Yeah.
Girls bullying other boys. And that for them, every day they came in, like we had plenty of balls and games, and I sat them down and they had that education. I made sure they got that education. But on their free time, what do they do for fun is just start picking one another. They'll befriend somebody, but in the same way they want to set them up. They're too. They know all this.
That's my point. When they're young, you teaching them that.
Yeah.
You teaching them how to be that way. You don't even realize it. I'm talking to the parent. The parent don't even realize that's what you're doing. They listen to your conversations while you on the phone or you talking to your friends. Remember how we had to go upstairs when they had company. We had to go upstairs when the parents was downstairs.
Right.
You couldn't be around them, sitting around them while they talking and drinking and smoking. You got your kids right there. Oh my goodness. Running around in the room acting like it's okay. It's not okay, y'all. It's not okay. That's why they are the way they are as they grow. And you sending them same kids to the teacher. And she got to deal with like 33 of them.
She don't get paid a lot.
Okay, let's go there. She don't
have support.
She don't got the support from y'all. None of the parents don't like her.
And this is what you said. You're sending your child home.
And you said,
child to school. Yeah.
That's so sad. And y'all gotta be accountable, man. That's all I want. That's all I want to see. I'm sick and tired of hearing these conversations. I mean, they be having grown people problems. 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds having grown people problems. You ain't even 17 yet, and you got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
That's grown people. Now, how you gonna take care of that baby? You
Yeah.
gotta get out there and work. You gotta, it's just wild to me. And the parents is okay with it. Oh, he's about to have a baby, or she about to have what? You parading that around like it's okay? Ooh, I remember they used to be ashamed. Remember, they used to put send their kids away when they got pregnant at 16. True. You would never see them again.
True. In some societies, they still do that.
Right? I don't know about now, but now they parade it, act like it's okay. It's fine for that 16, 17-year-old to be pregnant and stuff. No, that's not.
It's not.
It's not okay. You're not teaching them the right, I don't even want to talk on that part.
Even financially.
I don't want to talk on that part. Yeah, financial, yes.
From birth to 18, was it like $500,000?
Yeah.
The diapers and the Similac and all that. So
everything.
If you're a parent
supplies,
and you got
clothes.
your youth, they come home and say, "Hey, mom, dad, or whatever, I'm having a baby."
No.
Your next thing was like, "Well, where's that $250,000? What's your plan?"
No. Let's catch them before that.
Yeah,
You're not
absolutely.
going to come to me and tell me you got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
That means I failed you.
Right.
I failed you. That means I wasn't watching you and paying attention to what you was doing.
Very true.
Okay, how about that part? Let's be accountable, parent. When they say they 17, 16, something they got a baby on the way, what did you do wrong, sis or bruh? What did you do wrong? You know what I mean? That's not a good thing. You shouldn't be proud that your child having a baby at 17, 18 years old and they're under your roof. What did you do? What you wasn't paying attention to the kid.
Parents, I'm saying it loud and clear. If you have a youth that's under the age of 17 and they're out here and they're having children, accountability. Now we have empathy now.
Yeah. No, don't.
We have love for you, or else we wouldn't be talking to you in this way. And we have empathy because we've all been in that particular idea. But
we just trying to change
better.
it. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to change it. We just trying to change the mindsets of the adults that have children. That's even if you're 17, 18, 19 and you have a child, we need to, we teach better, be better, know better. You know?
Yeah, when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
And we used to have a thing back in the day. If you can't shame a person, you can't change a person. So I'll be on here shaming y'all with love because if you kind of boil down to all of our youth.
Yeah, I bet
shout out to Gito. Shout out to Gito G's. He's at the
council meeting.
The council meeting and actually got it. And we need more of that. We need this energy. And
that's deep.
I got my thing switched around, but I'm definitely gonna be at the next one.
Yeah, they got vape stores and stuff near schools.
Yeah.
Like the one at Lincoln, the one near Lincoln, the muffler thing, they opened that up, got a whole thing for the kids. I heard that 7th, 8th graders is on there, is going in there buying them and everything, smoking them right in your face.
Yeah, those vape shops.
The vape shops, yes. Mama, I bet you think it is.
Because if you look at them and just they present it like candy. It's very colorful in the design. And then you see bubble gum, all these different type of stuff. And like I said, your child, if you let your child wake up, I'm just gonna I'm gonna paint a picture for everybody that's out. I'm rubbing my hands together, so that means I'm about to go in. So just imagine there's a lot of children waking up and they're going to school. Their parents did not look at them. Parents didn't make sure they brush their teeth, and didn't make sure they have a meal, didn't make sure they even are well rested, and they walk past this vape shop. Then they walk home past the vape shop. So at least 10 times every week, they're passing these different vape shops that have these
colorful things,
and you can walk up in there. You think the people that's in there don't really give a darn?
If you got the money down here.
You got the money. They're gonna take that money and let that youth just walk out of there with something that is going to not only destroy their lives because they're still growing. Now, if you're an adult person, if you want to smoke and vape and you want to do all that because you are finished growing, your brain has finished developed because you're past the age 25, then I have a little bit of understanding. But our youth, that is child abuse. We have all these vape shops out here that is so close. And we're questioning that. Like, man, let you be out here selling something on the street. Selling some dime bags or whatever, and you too close to a school zone.
Oh, you're going to jail forever.
You're going to get hit. So why is it that this being monetized? And it's definitely a crisis for our youth. And all of the things that boil down to why our youth are experiencing what they're experiencing reminds me of what it says in Scripture. It says, my people lose their life for the lack of knowledge after it was sent to them. So parents...
After it was sent to them. Say that part out loud.
After it was sent to them.
Yeah, that part.
You gotta finish. You gotta keep reading it. Gotta keep reading the verse there.
Right.
So what does that mean, parents? That means for you and I, we have to, like you were saying, go back to school. For some of us, go to parent school. Where's the parenting school?
Ain't no manual. It's no manual.
We need to get a parenting school.
Let's show you how to be a parent now.
I'm about to start. And it's
no school now.
School.
It's no school for parents. I wish it was. There's no manual how to be a parent. So you live and you learn. But when it's a lot of negative stuff going on and doing negative, we gotta, change it up, switch it up. Right. Switch it up. And it's like it don't click to a lot of parents. It don't click that you got to change. You got to do something different. Yeah. It's like they just let it go on. Just let it keep on going. And it's like, wow.
I'm pretty sure some of them don't even know. They like
know.
You said, you grew up.
Well, they know.
Well,
what I mean by they know is like, I'm sure they not. So when they don't know, that means that their mom, their grandmom said, it's okay, baby. It's okay. We're going to take care of that baby.
I got
you.
Pregnancy.
That's what they mean. No, whatever it is. It could be anything. Okay. Right? So that means that's why they don't know, because you kept sweeping it under the rug and we're going to take care of it.
I got you.
Yeah, they don't know in that aspect. But you go to school, you watch TV, you watch your phone. That's all you do is watch your phone.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I know you see better. I know you see black women, black men being successful on this thing. I know you see a lot of ghetto stuff. I'm sure. But at the same time, you can't allow your child to think that it's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you had a baby at a young age. Okay, we gonna rock and roll. We gonna take, but you ain't doing it no more. You gonna have to do something.
Right.
Or I should have put you on birth control when you was young. When I looked at you and said, "Oh, this girl doing something," that's my right to take you to the doctors and say I want her on birth control. Or you tell the guy, because in some situations the parent can't say anything to the doctor about the child, whatever.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm Muslim, and when I was raising my girls, they ain't get on no birth control. I ain't had them problems. Sorry, I ain't have them.
Yes,
with
ma'am.
my two daughters. My daughter got married at 18, and she ain't have her first child till she was 20-something.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? So I can say that. But I have grown with other people that's my age that their kids had children or they started having sex or whatever, and they took them to the doctor and put them on birth control. Because I know you having sex. So I'm going to put you on birth control. I'm not going to say that out of my mouth to you, but I'm going to feed it to you like it's candy.
I got you.
Every day. Yeah, here, take that. You know? So a lot of people don't agree with it, but at the same time, look what you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because you let that go down, so now look. You know?
Mm-hmm. We got the wonderful Brittany Walker who just chimed in as far as mentioning
Britt.
about the... Oh, you got a bunch of shout-outs on here. Clarity and Bloom offers parental support. That's what we need. We need parents. We need some support. And then the last 10 minutes before we close out, I got
What time is it?
something in particular. This thing flies on here.
Dad.
If you want to call in and actually add to the conversation, Malik, I'm waiting for you to call back in, bro. 717-846-5067. I came up with a short little list. This is for parents, and I got something else focused for the youth. But this is parents. So go ahead and put your youth out of the room right now. This is for you to know. All great breakthroughs come from break whiffs. Say that again. All great breakthroughs come through great whiffs. Break whiffs, whether that be in the research field and any type of field. In order to go to a whole nother level, you got to stop doing what you're doing to start doing something else. So number one, parents, this is part of my pledge now. Do you vow to replace alcohol with water? Think about it. Do you vow to replace failing with learning? Do you vow to replace overthinking with action? Replace blame with responsibility? Replace, this is a big one, your toxic friends
Let's go there.
with mentors. Ooh, let me just stick on that for a little bit. So if you got individuals in your five, show me your five closest people and I can show you your future. So if you got your five people that you on the phone with and you cussing and your friends is
Situations
doing,
happening, problems happening, all type of stuff happening. You gotta
get your
get circle and
what they say, Jesus said, you got to grab your cross. you got to grab your cross and keep it moving. So seek mentors. Like I said, clarity and improve. Seek out wise and elders. We used to have elders around. Somebody, I don't know if people's grandmothers around. Get around people who are those toxic friends, the ones you can go party with them. You can go club out with them. But you really shouldn't be leaning on them for spiritual or mental advice like that. Reach to someone who's qualified to give you. If you want to buy a home, you're going to go to your friends or you're going to go to a realtor. If you got a life disease, you're going to go to a doctor, you're going to go to your friends. So if you want to do that learning, make sure you seek out those mentors. Replace complaining with gratitude. Replace these fake influencers that you see on YouTube and everything, and find some inspiring creators. There's people on YouTube that are actually speaking about some of these things that we're talking about. How to go to parent school. YouTube University, are you kidding me? You can learn just about anything on there. And I'm pretty sure you go on YouTube. Matter of fact, next time I come on the program, I got a couple YouTubers for if you want to slowly learn. I think some parents don't want to go to a parent school because, okay, that means you got to find time, you got to get dressed, you got to go. No, go on YouTube and get to hear the wise words of family support individuals.
how to raise a child.
And then last but not least, replace I can't with I can. So you understand it, speak to yourself, right? Yes, you can. And no, I don't care how old your child is, it's never too late. Some of them, like you were saying, we create monsters out here, y'all. But it's never too late.
To redirect.
Exactly.
Redirect.
So before we kind of close out, anybody want, like I said, want to call in? Oh, you got my phone.
yeah,
You gonna
I
see? You got something else you want to kind of share with them before I go on my little
We got
focus
another.
on
We
you?
got another. You know what?
I come prepared. Tell me what you think about it. Then I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat the parent pledge right now. Here's the parent pledge. 5 things, and I'm gonna keep sharing this. I'm gonna scream this to the mountaintop. Number 1, I vow to acknowledge that my child is a child of God. I vow to be a generational curse breaker. I vow to shield my youth from harmful elements. You don't know what that is? Then
Because I was about to say, with your pledge, you should explain what you
Go
mean.
into
Give
it.
an example.
I give a little
One
bit.
example.
One example.
For each one of them.
I vow to acknowledge that my youth is a child of God. This is what I kind of shared, understand that life is a precious gift. Your body that you're in right now, you are tremendous invention. The ability that you have to breathe and sweat. If you go into the human body and all the different things that we're able to do, it's amazing. And your child was about the size of a fingernail. And now they're over here, doing marvelous things. And I'll say this right now, the youth that's walking around the earth right now are some of the most powerful souls that chose to reincarnate back at this particular time. So understand that child is not yours. You do not own it. That is a gift from God, and it's temporarily. And so appreciate them every single day. Number 2, be a generational curse breaker. That should be, if you don't have that example in your life, be that example for somebody else. Even if you don't even got youth, you don't even got kids. You can have kids in your neighborhood. You want to provide something, and it should make sense. Provide something that you didn't have. I don't know why it is with people that experience certain things like sexual harassment and things of that nature that they go on and they end up doing the same thing to you. So it's like, anyways.
They gotta know better.
Number 3,
you know better, you teach better.
I vow to shield my youth from harmful elements. That's to include what they're eating, not only the physical food. Read what's in those the description of the food. What are they feeding their minds? When they have these devices, what music are they listening to? What influencers are they listening to? And then also number 4, I vow to encourage my youth to fail early, fail often. What does that mean? Encourage them to go for a sport, regardless of they might not be the prototypical size for something. I know my wife's sister, God bless her soul. She was in cheerleader. She was a big girl, and she was getting it, and with that support, and she was amazing. So don't let nobody limit you or your youth. Encourage them to go out and find their own way. Yes, they might do it and say they don't want it. Okay, we'll try something else. Okay, you don't want to do? You want to try the drums? Okay, no, it ain't gonna work. All right, try the guitar. It ain't gonna work. Constantly implore them
and find their gift.
Yes.
That's finding their gift.
Finding their gifts. And then last but not least, I vow.
That's why they don't know what to do.
To teach my youth conflict resolution skills. Teach them when they go out into the public how to interact with one another. And it comes with love and respect. Because when the children are understood that they came from love, they don't go looking for it.
Exactly.
And so when they're conversating with someone else outside of them and the conversation may get kind of terse or disrespectful, whether it be in school, whether they be in the workplace, in the warehouses that you say, you got to know how to speak to people. You got to know how to speak to your adults and your elders and be respectful. So those are the 5 things I'm asking all the parents to pledge. If you can say it to yourself in the mirror, then you can say it to your youth every day. They need to hear these type of things every day in order for us to kind of pull this out. But the last thing before I kind of close out is we got to focus on youth. We must teach the youth how to budget and use time, and above all, teach them that time is the greatest asset and it's the cheapest. We must teach the youth the basic motives in which all people are influenced and show them how to use these motives to acquire the necessity of life and the luxury of life. What are those, the influences of life? These are certain things like body language. Tell them when you're operating out in the world, body language is key. That's how you project a certain image of yourself in order to get those things, luxury of life, necessities, and things of that nature. We must teach the children what to eat, how much to eat, and the relationship between sound eating and proper eating and sound health. We must teach our children to be definite in all things, beginning with a choice of a definite major purpose in life. And this might start with you too, parent. We're not here by any accident. None of this is coincident. Like the magic that make you being that sperm that got to the egg of all those billions of billions of sperm in order to go and through that arduous journey and actually then being born and going through the all the different things that just being in the womb and all the different problems and then coming out of the womb, be standing here at this particular time. You got a purpose in life. Find your purpose in life. You didn't come here to play around. We got a job to do, folks. And then last but not least, we must teach the children the difference between temporary defeat and failure. You can be defeated at something. You can play checkers, you can play chess, you can be defeated, but you're not a failure if you constantly find ways to become better in whatever it is that you do. So those are the particular things we need to focus on in youth. Parent pledge. We're going to scream it from the mountaintop. It's up to us. Nobody's going to come and do it. We can't blame. Who else you going to blame your youth on? You can't blame the teachers. You can't blame Trump or Biden or whoever fed him
blame yourself. Look at the man in the mirror, child. It's you.
Man in the mirror, just like Michael Jackson was talking about. Yes,
we have to be accountable for ourselves and what we do to our youth.
So that's what we got you for y'all today. We want to make sure we're gonna do more of this because, and anybody that's out there, if you see a problem existing in our community, go on all those days we just sit there and just, oh, okay, well somebody's gonna figure it out. No, so I first of all, let me give you your flowers because we spoke about this and this is something that you feel very passionate about, and you have the experience because, like you said, you have your children that you've been to the schools, you've been sitting in there, you've been having that relationship with the teachers and putting and supporting and enriching our youth. I say our youth. It's yours, but it's not yours. It's ours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just in closing, you want to share a little bit of where everybody can find you? Want to do a little shameless plug? Or?
No, don't come there messing with me now. I'm telling y'all right now. Don't come up in Pecan Tree messing with me. Please don't do that. But yes, you can come see me. You can. I'm at Pecan Tree Cafe. We 7 days a week. We just started in a day or two, not yet. Selling ice cream now and milkshakes and stuff like that for the summer. Yeah, we trying to get water ice too soon. We're not trying. We are. I didn't mean to say that. But we have a good following. A lot of people from Harrisburg, Lancaster, Manchester, all the little counties around. You know, a lot of people come and support the store. And they're not really, they supporting the store by buying something, but they getting something back. When they eat their food, they love it. People like go to the window and tell the cook, tell my husband, oh, that cheesesteak was all that. I love it. I never tasted nothing like that before. Y'all the best soul food spot in the Y. I'm like, the what? Oh, York, right? You know what I'm saying? We get so much praise for our food for the people that did come, that do come in, So if you haven't been in there yet, get a chance to come out and support, our business. We here for y'all. When we was living here for a couple of years, it wasn't never nowhere for us to go eat. We had to eat Spanish, Chinese, that type of thing. So we said we're gonna come back and give back to the community, and that's what we're doing right now. So.
And what's the address there?
287 West Market Street, York, PA. We're doing very well. Like we coming up on our 3 years in August. It'll be 3 years. Oh my God, wow. I'm so happy. 3 years. Sure. So we must be doing something right. We still got the doors open. So I appreciate it. I love y'all.
And I
everything I do.
That one part
from love.
You saw a need, you be a need.
Right.
Man, I need something to eat.
Right.
Oh, hey, might as well do it. So if we all have that mentality, we can definitely change our community.
Exactly.
Be a need. Be a pillar in your community.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so thank you for your time. You're definitely invited to come back on, and we can kind of speak to you a little bit. Like I said, that's the Pecan Tree. wonderful soul food, halal.
Yeah,
You know what I
halal.
mean? It's the energy that goes into the food. You
Yes,
ever wonder why?
yes,
You ever
yes.
come out of a place and eat some food and you just feel like, oh man, I just want to fall on my face.
Yes.
But I don't eat at everybody's kitchens, y'all.
Right,
For
right,
real.
right,
That's one
right.
thing I learned growing up. My grandma said, don't eat everybody's food.
Yes,
But you got some wonderful, delicious food, Pecantry.
Thank
They're
you, thank
on 287 West Market Street. Check them out. And like I said, this is the Hour of Power broadcast. Stay tuned. Next Wednesday, we have Diaz Woodard. Was going to be on the program as well, sharing about different events going on in the community coming up. And so you definitely want to make sure you stay tuned for that. So that's Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on channel 16 and 18, White Rose Community Channel 16. And then also on Facebook. And then soon to be TikTok, if I can figure my little TikTok out. But, so my little closing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm asking everybody to find that unconditional love. First of all, love yourself. We all have different things that we fall short of. But understand, like I said, you have that wonderful opportunity to make that change today. So find that unconditional love for yourself. I promise you, you're going to get in contact with the God divine that's within you. And when you do that, let's do just give a small dollop, a tab, a smidgen. Give some of that unconditional love to your reflections that are walking around in physical flesh, which is really different aspects of you. Share that love, share that with everybody, and we can do whatever we need to do to flip all these cards over. This is Ptah Shakur and the Hour of Power.
Sakia.
Love and light to you all. You can stay seated. I'm going to hit this thing real quick.
Alrighty.